Okay. Well, hello, everybody. I think the way we're set up at the moment, you might occasionally just see the back of my head, but, you know, we'll do our best. The other thing to tell you is that I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use my photograph rather than the sketch. I have learnt from this enterprise that my sketch wasn't good enough. So I manifestly have to do better next time. I don't know how many of you have really tried to do your work from a sketch. Incidentally, I haven't seen any work from the people who are supposed to be attending online. So I don't know how you're getting on at all, or even if you're getting on. Anyway, we've reached the titivating stage. So I'll be putting on little lines and marks, straightening things out, putting a little bit here and there, which is quite a nice stage to be at, actually. And I have my little brush. It's a very little brush this time. Bring it a bit nearer the camera. No, wait a minute. There. That's how little it is. Right. Okay. So I've got my photograph, and I'm just going to see what lines and marks I can make to improve what I've got. I'm going to start by making a dark. I could use just the blue, but I'm not getting very far with that one. Try a bit of that in there. Right, so I've got a dark, and if I roll the brush in the paint, I get a reasonable point. I start to put in some of the marks that are going to help you read the picture. For instance, there's the dark side to that. There's a line down there, which incidentally comes across there too. Yeah. This is dark under the little line there. That's wrong. That way. There is also a line here. That is much darker there. I think I'm going to use an even smaller brush for this because that is fanning out and being difficult. So I'm going to use my smallest rigger for this. Because those lines are a bit gross, what I want them to be. I'm going to proceed. This is a much finer brush. With a bit of luck, I'll get a finer line. Dark side to these. Then we also have a line down here. This has an overhang. This is far too tidy a mark, so I'll untidy it a bit. There are also bricks, stones, edges sticking out in places here, so just to break that up a little bit. And of course down here they get wet, so I can just dirty them up a little bit on there. Right. These are just things that I can now see in the photographs that I didn't put in the original drawing for my sins, so I'm having to suggest them now. Right, I think we can again suggest some lines and marks. Go right over here. There's actually a window there and a little one here. All kinds of marks up here that I haven't put in. I can't see in the photograph the top of that, but I should imagine that there is a plinth of some kind there. So we can suggest the marks that go there. This is quite definitely darker here. And I've totally missed out a chimney pot there. Brilliant, that is. Told you my drawing wasn't good enough. Here we are. I think there's another one down here that I've also missed, which comes out here. And what I thought was chimney pot was actually not. I'll have to put that in. And there's a line here, which is giving the picture altogether more definition. Some of them are a bit too definite. That's probably too definite. We're getting there now. Right. Right, clean off that one. I'm going to put in some lighter marks now, where I feel they would be useful. So I'm mixing some white with raw sienna to give me something that isn't stark white to work with. This is actually catching the light here. And so are some of the bricks, stones in here. That's got quite a strong edge there. This, in fact, wasn't tiled, as I thought. It's actually just the rough stone. But I quite like the tile, so I'll probably leave that. And I'm just breaking it up a bit. It's a bit monolithic, that. Now, around here, I've got to do some real rescue work, because you take that as the corner of the house. This here is part of the front of the house. There. This is light. And that is light. I'm just putting marks in. If I go back to the raw sienna, I've got this. Right. Right, so that's beginning to show up as a building behind this building. I've totally lost this. It's gone totally berserk. Right, now if I get my right. Now I need to do some more remodeling here, because this building, which is going to make that darker. Let's see how we get on with that. A bit better, a bit more. Now I'm going to learn from this, because the next time I do a piece of work, whatever it is, I'm going to make a better sketch. And if any of you have tried this idea of working from a sketch, I hope you will learn from the fact that I didn't do a very good one. I'll make a good one yourselves. Depending on what I choose for a subject for the next class, a good sketch is going to make all the difference, I think. The other thing I need to do is to put the light on this roof here. I've got the colour I want there, but I want it to catch the light. In the photograph, it's practically the same colour as the sky. So I am putting on a lighter colour, and then if I can find a piece of rag or paper, I'm feeling that finger. I think it's going to be finger. I have brought a paint rag, but we had a bit of a disaster with one of the tubes, and the rag that I got went into clearing up the mess. Well, it's a bit of rag, but I'm just going to wipe off that I put on there. And of course it's down here as well, isn't it? So that's coming across a bit better. Fortunately, that roof at the far end is giving me a chance for another little line. Well, mix my darks, and it comes down There. And that is coming down like that. That's a bit better. My really dark lines got lost. I'm working with very, very small mixes here. I'm just introducing right. Apparently got a window in it, so we'll put the window in. It's beginning to come a little better. Now this cuts off here with another bit of a line. Right. Now, this is the sort of thing you can do on a rainy day and just really enjoy it. Marks that make all the difference between what you've got on and what you're trying to say. I think I also need to bring down, if I can find the paint. Now this is going to be quite difficult because I'm going to try and match that. Well, that's not bad. Just to bring this down a bit. And then if I add that to the dark, don't want this dark here to be too dark because it is distant. I think I can intensify the depth of dark. Oh, where's that? This probably needs to be a bit darker than it is, at least in some place. Again, I'm not covering the whole of what's underneath. There's some rather nice colours there. So all I'm doing is tidying it up a bit. However, at that far end, we do have a flagpole. Round about here. And I think that would be a good place. I take it up there. So nice. And then find the red and put the flag in. Because there's a, I think it's an Orkney flag, actually. It's quite a nice red. I'm not sure I've got the right red. Bring it out, but I'll do my best. There's a bit of a big cross on it. And a little touch of white. Well, it won't be white, of course. At the moment it's going to be pink because I can't see the brush. touch of white and red emerald. Now over here, there's another post, which is rather nice because it's breaking up these lines here. It starts down here. And is somehow or other attached. And it goes a little bit higher up. Let's see. Goes up over here, lighter. Come on, I want to see it. And it goes up here. What it's supposed to be, or whether it's another post to put a flag up on the days when you put flags up, I don't know. Right, that's beginning to be more populated, I think. I think we can bring this down a bit. The time I did something with a tree. So we'll take a bit of that and we'll take a bit of this. Got some Meridian. I'm mixing it with 10 minutes. Raw sienna. Well, if I can get the tree down, I'll be doing fine. Let's do that one. I've got a sort of green here. That's coming nicely. If right, that needs to have a bit of white. I usually lighten greens with yellow first. And then if that doesn't give me what I want, I add, then I add the white. White's coming from this side, so it will catch this face of the tree. And then the other side is in darkness. If I add a bit more blue to the mix, I get the darks coming over here. Don't forget to put some dark in other places. I think this tree is in this garden, so right. So we have here the tree. Oh, that's a bit better. Fingers make very good paintbrushes. Right, so that's beginning to come quite nicely. What have I got on here? I think I've got more brushes out than soft make today. I don't know any of them. Oh, that's not good. Right, I think that will do. Right. So well, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going around looking at the picture and finding places where I think the addition of colour with and shape and a bit of line and that kind of thing will make a more interesting picture. I would point out that I've only spent 2 hours on this one so far. And normally, I would spend 6 to 8 hours doing a painting. So I wouldn't call this as finished, although I'm not going to continue to work on this next week. We'll be turning on to doing pastels. If I get around to doing anything during the holidays, I'll show it to you when I actually do finish it. So I think that's given you a fair idea, I hope, of how I go about working on a picture like this. So thank you very much for coming, and I hope you get a good show on the video.